One last thing I wanted to get your thoughts on. I know you're working on something about Micah Parsons. Just was named NFC September Defensive Player of the Month for September. Obviously off to an amazing start. You're up in the New York area. It's funny, as a guy who's covered the Cowboys, you started to hear the Lawrence Taylor comparisons even when he was a rookie, and there was a lot of pushback, understandably so. But it seems like here in year 3, it's not as far-fetched as it might have been. What are your thoughts on that, having done some research on it?
Yeah, it's crazy. And I got a story on that running on foxsports.com on Sunday on, are the comparisons for real and fair? Because, I grew up in New York watching the Lawrence Taylor Giants. I know a lot of those guys. I covered Lawrence Taylor's final season with the Giants way back early in my career. And anytime I hear, oh, he's the next LT, I cringe, because my first instinct is you're forgetting how great this guy was. You're talking about arguably one of the 5 best NFL players at any position and probably the best defensive player of all time. And he just changed the way offense will play guys and the way, teams will play their linebackers, because he was just that good. So I think that's crazy. It's premature. But, I've talked to a few people who played with and played against Lawrence Taylor. And, we even heard from Bill Belichick talking about the comparisons, and nobody's exactly hiding from this anymore. No one's saying it's ridiculous. Some people will say it's premature. I've heard that it's unfair. I talked with Carl Banks, a teammate of Lawrence Taylor, who said, that it's not really fair to the kid to compare him against one of the greatest of all time. But they all have a but, and they say, look, it's as close as anybody's come to him. He is that great. He is on a path now to be one of the top defensive players of all time. So it's not as ridiculous as I thought, which surprised me. I just figured that everybody would back away from it. But I think, Micah Parsons may not be Lawrence Taylor yet, but I think he's getting to be closer than any defensive player that maybe I've seen in my lifetime.
I think what really swayed me was, obviously it's Cowboys Patriots. Bill Belichick has been talking about the Cowboys all week, and Belichick's not going to put anybody alongside Lawrence Taylor or ahead of him. But when Belichick said, it's a talent level along the lines of Lawrence Taylor, that really opened my eyes of like, okay, if Bill Belichick's not even offended about having their names in the same sentence, that carries a lot of weight for me. Ralph, I can't wait to read the story. Check that out on Sunday, foxsports.com, the Fox Sports app, wherever you get our content. I can't wait to read it. Thank you so much for the time, my friend.
My pleasure, David. Anytime.